Not too
It's a shame you had to put all that work into a poorly built floor, but you did a good job.
We don't make the problems, we just fix them.
Do we know the full story on this thing?
Pretty much they've owned it since original.
Uh-huh.
In the last year and a half, it just got worse and worse and worse.
So this is a 2016 27-foot coach. And it's kind of a plague that I've been seeing a lot lately. What happens is the floor gets really soft and it feels like there's water damage to it. But the problem is not that there's water damage. The problem is that it was built poorly. It's hard to imagine, but they came up with this as a method to build a floor with no support whatsoever. And I don't know if you can see right here too. They seam the foam right in the middle too. This is a pretty rare experience. I've never seen anybody actually go through and fix a travel trailer like this. So to change out the floor on a trailer is a very rare experience. I don't always try to show you guys bad things. So the guys are going to be having their work cut out for them. I don't know if I'll be able to follow them to completion, what they're going to do. But that's just an absolute shame. This is a 5-year-old coach. This is 2021. And it needs a whole new subfloor. You're gonna do aluminum?
Yeah.
You're gonna weld it in?
Weld in about 10 or so trusses.
Right.
And then we're gonna increase the thickness of the flooring to 3/8 ply.
3/8. So you can take off all that old stuff, or?
Yes, just in there right now, so we can actually walk on it.
Right.
Right now, it's not really walkable.
Yeah, you can't really raise it up much more than 3/8.
Correct. They actually they did put 1/4 inch down.
I saw 1/4 inch, but that's just 2 glue-on panels put together. I like the seam of styrofoam right down the middle.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. Brilliant.
Did you see this part? This one is one of the ones that's still. This is the nice floating.
Well, I saw this one was loose as could be. That's why you get your loose floor.
And then there was essentially some sort of glue. Didn't hold to anything though.
Well, not to traffic. That's the big problem on it, right?
It is stuck to the bottom, like supposed to.
Well, the foam stuck to the wood. It's just it came loose from itself.
Yeah.
Because the foam that it got stuck to just compresses and pulls away from the foam that's not compressed.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, is what they say.
Correct.
But then what are you gonna do to incorporate the higher floor at the bathroom area?
So what we're gonna do is there's gonna be where obviously linoleum's no good.
Right, obviously.
So we're changing it into a click lock engineered floor. So there's gonna be transitions in between the bathroom.
Okay.
Other matched transition moldings in between the doors. And for this section here, because our trusses are going to stop here, we're going to add the thickness of an 1/8 inch Luan
paneling.
On this section right here, just to match the height of this floor. And then we'll transition it down into the bathroom, bedroom.
That's crazy, the things you have to do.
Trailer frame right here. So it's only going to be spanning 6 feet of the aluminum. But obviously it'll have thicker decking on top.
Right. At the very least, you'll be able to get the framing on the trailer framing underneath. Like I said, you can kind of feel those cross members right here.
Here's 2 cross members.
One there,
here,
and then one
4 feet. Should be right. There's one right here.
Right.
The only reason why we had to attack it this way is because there's a giant fresh tank here. So
Oh yeah, you're right.
Support underneath because the fresh tank sandwich is right on the bottom of this paneling. Right, the fresh tank starts here.
Yeah, I can see the fill hose right there.
Mm-hmm. So we were forced to do it from the top side. Ideally, we wanted to do a steel bracing under the frame, supporting everything up, but we wouldn't have been able to do anything to the tank because you can't lower the tank to accommodate the extra framing.
All right. All right, let's see how we get going on right here. See, they got it laid out pretty well. They did put that tube framing in there, welded it in place, looking pretty good, and they filled in the gap with that spray foam, expanding foam, glued all that together. And I cannot lie, I found this expanding foam to be very good adhesive. It's pretty strong. It's good bond, but good glue. And it sets up a lot faster than the normal can stuff. And you don't waste so much because you don't have to worry about the straw clogging up because the nozzle's right there. So that's pretty impressive. It's going to be a little bit harder for me to prove how much stronger it is, but it definitely feels better. Don't feel like I'm going to fall through the floor, and of course, this still isn't mounted. But I think that's a pretty good plan. So obviously the next step is going to be to secure the plywood down. You can see they just put that tubing down like I said they were going to, welded it in place. So now there's at least some framing under it. Got that styrofoam that was loose anyway, so that's secured. Like we were saying before, they're gonna have to transition from this, because this is about 3/8 and that's 1/4 inch, so they'll have to make that look a little bit better. But I think they're gonna transition the floor right here anyways. So add a 1/8 inch paneling probably to this section here. Once this is secured down, and then they'll go ahead and put new flooring down. Could be wrong, but I think he said he was putting down some lock vinyl flooring, so more plank flooring rather than rolled vinyl flooring. Definitely don't feel like I'm going to fall through anymore. That's at least the good news. Okay, what I don't think I explained very well on this flooring was that the old subfloor was going to be torn out. That's what I was showing you underneath. This new deck's going to be replaced. Rather than just trying to glue it down to the foam that was going to be bowed anyways, this tubing's going to give a structure for it to actually get the plywood to get screwed down to. The other floor in the video, they just left it on there so they could walk around inside without falling through. Underneath, I don't know if you can see the jack right there, they lifted up in order to put the framing in. But the other problem, I have been getting a little bit of pushback, is that everybody said, well, just add some supports to begin with. You don't have to worry about the floor on top. Right here is a fresh water tank. It spans from that cross member to the member back over there. So no additional bracing could be put across at that point in between where the fresh water tank is. So it'd still be really soft right there. And of course where the fresh water tank is that's where the freshwater fill hose is. It's going to be right in the middle traffic area. So the countertop's right here. So they can't add any support right in the middle of the RV where everybody's going to be walking around. And usually the kitchen area from the refrigerator, which would be right here, to the sink over here is where everybody pivots and makes the floor loose. So that's why they ripped off the old deck, so they could at least glue and secure the new plywood on and get some framing in there. They'll have something to support. And the second problem would be, yeah, they could have just added some supports underneath. I don't know if you guys remember, it was just 1/8 inch paneling underneath. So it would just be supporting styrofoam. And so as you're walking it, it would just be compressing right at the styrofoam. And over time, that styrofoam is going to fail again because we're just pushing from underneath. And the styrofoam has, I don't know, about an inch and a half of give to it. So over time, it would still fail, and it still wouldn't secure the top plywood or the subfloor to anything. So it would still just be loose and floating around inside. So they're doing their best to try to maximize strength, minimize weight, and of course maximize durability, and again minimize cost. So there's a fine balance of every repair. So I'm trying to explain as best I can in the times that I can. But hopefully we'll check back here shortly and we'll see how things are going. How's it going, Scott?
Not bad, bro. How are you?
Pretty good. Looks like it's going pretty well in here. Well, that feels a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Like, a lot stronger. Starting to put it back together?
Well, I'm gonna put the cabinets back in the microwave and all. We'll just do the flooring right up to it like normal.
I don't know. It feels substantially better. Like
Yeah,
walking in it?
The beam, huh?
It's not flexing so much.
Yeah, the beams really did help, and then we used a little bit bigger wood.
Right.
So, and we kind of tapered it here with some paneling,
Uh-huh.
which will be fine once you get the new floor, and he's not going with linoleum, obviously.
Right, and you're doing the new flooring on top. You'll just make a threshold in between.
Yeah, he's happy with the threshold here and here.
Right.
So, that's where we're at.
Did you guys glue it down too?
Yes.
So glued and screwed
Glued,
and
screwed,
foamed.
refoamed.
Right.
The edges and all the aluminum pieces and the outer edges. Yeah, sure.
Did you add any supports underneath or no?
Underneath?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. And we're not even planning on that.
Okay. That's looking really good.
Thanks, man.
Can't wait to see it done. So it's glued down. You can see the adhesive right here. They screwed it down. They did sand all the edges for it to fit together pretty well. This carpet will flip back down again. So all that's going to be hidden. And they even managed to make it pretty even with that nylon guide. So thicker plywood. Not much thicker. Instead of being 1/4 inch, it's 3/8 inch. Sorry, a good 1/8 inch thicker. It'll hold the screw better than the other stuff too. So when they put the cabinetry back down again, that cabinetry could be load bearing. Whereas with that 1/4 inch plywood, those screws weren't grabbing much either. And yeah, I know it might be weird to say the cabinets are load bearing. They do actually act as gussets for between the sidewalls and the floor itself. So the cabinetry can add quite a bit of strength to these RVs too. Ooh, it's getting less and less stuff out here. Looks like that's the flooring that's gonna go down. So there's a composite vinyl floor right here. It's just interlocks. It's not sticky on the bottom. But that'll look really good. I think it'll match the floor really well. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
How's it going?
Not bad.
Wow, look at that. This is what it's supposed to look like in here. So the countertops back in, stoves back in, all the lower cabinetry's back in. You even went ahead and sealed the refrigerator compartment back up. Man, these guys are professionals. And man, this feels solid again. This is looking really good. Can't wait to see what it looks like when it's done. You know me, I gotta check in. Everybody wants to see. Woo-wee, look at that floor. I wouldn't have even thought this floor's been removed. Rebuilt. That's strong.
Yeah, I think it's right on, so we'll just run a bead or we can put that.
So if Chad walks on it and what happens?
Absolutely nothing happens.
Wow, that feels pretty good, Chad. You guys do good work. You can't keep jumping on it, it'll break it.
Yeah, that
Won't break it now?
Not now.
the tank will slide out.
Maybe 4 or 5 of us jump at the same spot. Maybe.
And that looks really good. Yeah, you wouldn't even notice right here. Man.
Yeah, we didn't bring the floor tiles quite to the edge.
Right,
So it'd have a little bit of a step.
right.
So it'd be an even.
Yeah, that's not much than I would normally feel.
Well, yeah, this first edge is just carpet.
That's just carpet.
bound. Yeah, the actual tile ends right here. Right there is where our flooring ends.
So you bring the flooring under the carpet?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 1.25. So 1.5 of these.
Okay. I think that looks really good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even think this countertop and cabinet was removed?
We got nice. Put thresholds in.
One thing you had to do was make that threshold right there for the step up.
It's very minimal too.
It is minimal.
It
If
almost
anything,
looks like
I'm sure
it
the
almost looks like it's flat.
owner would be like, well, we should have wood flooring back here too.
He's going to be putting it in.
Oh, he's going to do it himself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he bought some extra boxes. So that'll match.
Looks pretty good, guys.
Not too.
It's a shame you had to put all that work into a poorly built floor, but you did a good job.
We don't make the problems, we just fix them.
Yeah, you do. Good job, Scott.
There's someone, but I know.
Just going to put a door back in, and we're going to call this job done. Well, oh, There you go. 2 screws will do it. So there it was, guys. Replacing an Ultra-Lite floor on an Apex Ultra-Lite from Coachmen. Guys here over at Cassone's RV did a great job. Alright guys, so there it was. Rebuilding the floor on this 2016 Coachmen Apex Ultra-Lite travel trailer because it wasn't strong enough to hold up to actual use. You saw that they ripped the old flooring off, cut in some aluminum tubing, welded that into the actual frame that was like a picture frame all the way around the subfloor. Embedded that in the foam, put 3/8 of plywood on top of that, secured that down to the tubing, and then put new flooring on top. And that's a pretty strong floor now. Looks really good. And I know the owner's pretty happy with it. So we're gonna go ahead and extend the rest of the flooring out to the bedroom. Provide extra flooring to do that. That was it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and enjoy yourself. We all learned a little bit today. Just things you got to look out for when you're buying an RV. You wouldn't think that you'd have to question if the flooring is strong enough to hold weight. It's not just on Coachmen. I think Heartland does it too, right?
And also Thor.
And Thor.
I've done one of these on a Thor citation that was just as bad, if not a little worse. At least this one does have the steel framing of the actual frame. And
yeah, that citation did not have that.
It pulled all this stuff out.
I know, I saw. I see you leaning against the cabinet right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and guess what?
What?
None of these cabinets come through the door.
Well, without taking them apart.
We had to pull the door out just to get the refrigerator out.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Refrigerator wouldn't fit.
Didn't even notice the door wasn't installed. I like how the load centers just sit there in there, dangling in space.
It's screwed.
No, I mean, it's a brilliant idea.
That's the only way I could think
The
of.
only way you could do it without completely unwiring the entire coach. Yeah.
How's life treating you?
Oh, it's okay. I'm a little lightheaded right now. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't look good.
Do I look,
Kind of peak it a little bit.
I do, right?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I ate a lot of Reese's Puffs. That's about all I did this morning.
That's good for you, right?
Maybe it's too much sugar?
A little together, I guess. Today's Tuesday, fresh and early.
Couple days? All put together? Well, all this will be put back together in a day. And then the flooring stuff to go down.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Whew, it's stronger. Gotta watch out. There's just things you gotta look at for. Just gotta look out.